In this video, I will explain find the Fourier transform of exponential function, exponential complex function x of t is equal to e power j omega t. Find the Fourier transform of complex exponential function x of t is equal to e power j omega naught t. Solution. Consider shifted impulse function in frequency domain. Dou of omega minus omega naught. Find out the inverse Fourier transform of dou of omega minus omega naught. We know that Fourier transform of x of t is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity x of t e power minus j omega t dt. Inverse Fourier transform of x of omega is equal to, that is x of t inverse Fourier transform x of omega minus infinity to plus infinity. This one is x of omega e power j omega t omega. Therefore, by using this one, inverse Fourier transform of dou of omega minus omega naught is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. Here x of omega, here x of omega, here dou of omega minus omega naught. Here dou of omega minus omega naught e power j omega t d omega. This is the value of frequency domain. Dou of omega minus omega naught value is equal to 1 at omega is equal to omega naught. Therefore, this value is equal to 1 into e power j omega at omega is equal to omega naught. Therefore, e power j omega is replaced with omega naught t. Therefore, for a inverse Fourier transform of dou of omega minus omega naught is equal to e power j omega naught. Here, one important point here is 1 by 2 pi. Here 1 by 2 pi. Here 1 by 2 pi. Inverse Fourier transform formula is 1 by 2 pi. X of t is equal to inverse Fourier transform of x of omega is equal to 1 by 2 pi minus infinity to plus infinity f of x of omega e power j omega t dou omega. The same analysis is applied for shifted impulse function. X of omega is equal to dou of omega minus omega naught. 1 by 2 pi integral minus infinity to plus infinity dou of omega minus omega naught e power j omega t d omega. The value of at omega is equal to omega naught, dou of omega naught minus omega minus omega naught is equal to 1 at omega is equal to omega naught. Therefore, finally, inverse Fourier transform of dou of omega minus omega naught is equal to 1 by 2 pi e power j omega naught t. 2 pi f inverse dou of omega minus omega naught is equal to e power j omega naught t. Here f inverse apply this side. F inverse is bring F inverse, apply Fourier transform here. 2 pi F inverse of dou of omega minus omega naught, Fourier transform of e power j omega naught. F inverse, okay, these two are cancelled. Therefore, Fourier transform of e power j omega naught t is equal to 2 pi dou of omega minus omega naught, or inverse Fourier transform of dou of omega minus omega naught is equal to 1 by 2 pi e power j omega naught t. With this, the video is completed. If you like this video, please subscribe the channel for further updates. Thank you.